is a little bit of a concern. But again, because you've been smart with the rest of your draft, you already have plenty of options in that regard.
This is what I really like about this pick is that you talk about positioning wise. I think it's very important for them to be spread out, especially with the black hole, with overgrowth. And now you have so much to deal with in terms of mobility. How do you lock down a sniper? How do you lock down the Faceless Void? They're going to create so much space for them that even if you do lock down one of these heroes, there's a good chance you're going to get echoed or you're going to get Chronosphere. You're going to get swapped. Ray's going to run you down. So there's so much to deal with here for complexity right now that I worry for them in this draft because the supports are really strong. You've got really strong cores. Although Faceless Void in the offlane, I'm not crazy about as much as I used to be with how this hero was played, but he's still a very good offlaner, and he shouldn't have any real reason to go down in this top lane. I mean, you're going to have aggression maybe coming from a Treant Protector and from a Witch Doctor, but there's no real damage early on, at least not until you get a couple levels of Cask. I don't know if they can take this Faceless Void down in the top lane.
Yeah, they're going to need to, if they get an early rune on the tree, that will help them a lot because obviously haste or DD on Treant Protector, they're going to be able to threaten this void up here. But yeah, other than that, I think they very well could have a hard time zoning out this Faceless Void, and that would lead to a lot of trouble for them because they don't. Okay, it is going to be, as you said, Limp's Enigma in the off lane, and hard to argue with that given their lineup. Swindle's Viper should have the decided advantage here over Shotchlo mid. Part of what I was saying in the draft, by the way, early on is, I think it's almost a shame that all this roster turnover hit right around the time that PR had gotten Shotchlo away from the team that used to be Relax, now Hellraisers. Shotchlo is just a remarkably explosive player, and he has a very, very flexible hero pool, and we haven't necessarily gotten to see him up to his full potential yet with this squad.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And this is something that I'm very excited for Power Rangers.
Oh,
but Cheshire Cat, what are you doing there, buddy?
Wow.
He's blocked in. They're going to throw the Casco, picked up the DD damage, or double damage rune, excuse me, and he has to salve immediately.
He is so lucky that Tree didn't go boots first.
Wow. That could have been huge. I'm surprised he was so aggressive with that. I mean, he gets the DD rune, but he has to waste the self because of it. And he could have gone down, man. That's crazy. But
yeah. Well, one thing, look for J4 here. There's a lot on his shoulders in the early game because he really has been doing a lot. They've done this before. They've picked kind of unfavorable lane matchups mid and top on the Radiant side, and J4 is really able to control so much of the map early on, roaming around with his Fishers, and help to neutralize some of those early disadvantages. Even if he's not getting the kills, he's preventing those other lanes from being too aggressive on his heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. J4 is already roaming around the mid lane, and we'll see if he has an impact early with some roaming kills, maybe just, you know, pulling some creep camps, getting some experience that way, helping out bottom. Top lane is just going to be kind of Void getting experience here, and they really can't lock him down unless they see, obviously, Z-Freak come in as the Witch Doctor. I mean, you can see the right click from Riser. There's the Leech Seed as well, but Cheshire
He's already got that time lock.
Yeah, he can time walk away, and he has time lock, which is doing some nice damage to Riser if he procs it. Although he has to waste a lot of regen, though. So
this is something, though, that you're seeing. He started off. It's a little unfortunate that he had to blow the salve right away as a result of that exchange by the top rune, because he started off with a salve and 2 sets of tangos. And this is something that you're seeing offlane Voids do more and more. They'll go for that early level and time walk so they can trade with the supports here. And you see he's trading with the tree, and that's not usually a hero that you're going to trade with at low levels.
Now, that guy has a ridiculous amount of base damage, 87. At level 1, 65, not too bad for the Faceless Void, though, on the other side of things. And he will take a free hit coming out from Riser, so it's just punching central right now. Just 2 heroes going at it for the most part. But while that's happening, you do have in the mid lane Shotchlo. He's sitting on right now a decent amount of CS at 6. Right up against this Viper.
This is impressive.
Yeah, this is a really good matchup coming out. I mean, Swindle should be having a great time here, and he's actually getting outlaned by a sniper currently, so...
Yeah, it's a little bit of that's due to wave equilibrium, of course. With Viper, it does hold the advantage with the 3 denies, but still, you know, you never want to see a sniper get off to this kind of advantage in the first couple of waves.
No, I mean, this is going to be him getting maybe an early kill. You can see that the Sage's Mask is coming out soon, and you get that extra damage. That's going to be beautiful. It's really about ganking the sniper early. We'll see if they rotate, but... Well, Weejasek, he was trying to gank bottom lane. However, Limp with really great scouting and Eidolons coming through, and Weejasek can't get anything done there, so...
Yeah, that's a really big deal that they rotated J4 over bottom and we just and just couldn't get anything done. And yeah, I mean, this Enigma is doing very well just to kind of be stable in the laning phase. Might have a cask attempt here, but I don't think anything's coming to this.
Yeah, they're trying to put some pressure early on the tower, but they're not actually getting anything done. They're putting some tower damage there. Plasma Field's gonna go, burning some of the Eidolons down.
So hard to do that early against the Eidolons.
Yeah. This is it's going to be kind of a tough situation. I'm surprised they rotated Z-Freak down, though. I mean, I don't know if they really needed him to be down there, but not the worst decision in the world. J4 picks up an Invis rune. This is what we call a hero killing rune. Although Swindle does know this is, he has picked this up. There was that ward down in the bottom lane, bottom jungle, and Swindle's just going to walk up.
Careful here, but and really, Shachlo is not quite in the position that you want to see him to gank. With the TP in, though, oh yeah, here you go.
Block. Beautiful. The headshot procs coming out. Swindle. Magic missile. Wages gets in there, and he gets the kill secure. Coming out from that Vengeful Spirit.
Great TP. They did not have enough material on the field there in the mid lane to get that kill without the TP in from Weegisik, but he made the difference, and that is such a help to your sniper. You can see he's got the Aquila. He's going to have boots up by the 4-minute mark. That base damage disadvantage of the sniper against the Viper is really nullified now, and Sniper's going to be able to exploit that great attack animation to CS safely. So big early game exchanges here coming out in the favor of PR.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, getting the kill in the mid lane Viper, somebody that really can snowball and just start taking towers and fights as early as like the 6 to 7 minute mark here. And right now he's sitting on level 5, so he's doing fine despite the death. But that gives Shachlo a lock here in this mid lane. I mean, he's sitting on a Ring of Aquila now, 200 extra gold as well. He's sitting at level 5. He's getting close to 6. He's just got to deal with Corrosive Skin now, though, so he has to be careful. I mean, he's pretty squishy. If he takes too many Corrosive Skin hits, he can easily take a lot of damage here, although it is only level 1.
Yeah, and Headshot will make up a lot for that. You can really see neither team's able to zone the other offlaner. Saying that, Cheshire Cat's having a little bit of harassment on.
Shachlo getting caught out, but there's a nice Fisher. However, the Leech Seed did go in the right click, and Swindle gets the return kill. Vengeance for Swindle here in mid lane.
Yeah, they really needed to have that. I mean, Viper is supposed to dominate in lane, and it's a little bit concerning, right? Because Viper and Razor both are heroes that rely on having an advantage coming out of the laning phase. They need that fast mech. They need those fast stat items at the beginning of the game. And, you know, considering both offlaners aren't really being zoned out here, they're going to have their level 6 very, very quickly. The Viper's window is, you need to do something to actively prolong the window in this match in which he's being effective, so that gank was really big.
Yeah, and there's no reason, especially because Viper is kind of the snowballing hero to a certain extent. If you can't get him involved early, then that's kind of the problem. But he's sitting back mid lane. It's getting pressured here by Shachlo as well as J4 roaming through again. He's on level 3, but not too bad. They do take that tower down bottom. The tier 1 does go for Nexus in that bottom lane. So already some extra gold going his way. 800 gold in the bank now. We'll see if he goes for the mech or if they decide to build something else. Pick up the mech on another hero, but Shachlo now is putting pressure on the tower, and even with Living Armor, they're already starting to take these towers down at 6 minutes in.
Yeah, and interesting, Shachlo is going the traditional sniper build. We've seen a couple. He might die here. Oh, nice Fisher. I don't know if that's enough to save him, though. Yeah, Viper
Strike is going to wear off there, and J4 with the body blocks coming through. And Swindle will not be able to get either kill there, but he did put a lot of pressure on that sniper. Shachlo eats a tree, and he's like, well, I'm back. I'm fine. Listen, 150 HP, not a problem.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, well, we'll go back to
Viper can kill me in like 2 clicks. No big deal.
It's a bit bold. We just think doesn't have any regen either, so I don't know what Shachlo thinks he's doing here. But Z-Freak looking for a top rune. No, 6-minute rune's already gone. J4's just going to right-click him. Z-Freak's like, well, I'm getting chased. Somebody help. And they do have a Maledict and Malphite, and they will use it.
J4 should probably be dead here. He's got a Fisher up, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it off. No.
Nicely done.
The animation is too long against that Malphite.
Yeah. So Limp and Z-Freak combining up to get a kill. Just a bit of out of positioning from J4. Meanwhile, Moonbander sitting at the top CS in the game, 39. He also has a bottle
Cheshire
as well.
Cat is also like 2 creep kills from 6 here, and look for them to maybe set up a TP gank here top. He can get a 3-man Chronosphere.
Yeah, and they really want to take Moonbander down early on in this game. They don't want to let him run amok, and they're already pressuring the tower. Limp has rotated out of the offlane. In fact, he did so pretty early on. Went to the jungle. Now he's in the lane. He's looking to try to take this tower. Though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's going to be the time walking Chronosphere. There it is, the 3-man Chrono like you talked about. Z-Freak in trouble, Magic Missile. Living Armor's keeping him alive. Limp so low. Limp will fall to the right click. Z-Freak should fall next. It looks like double kill for Nexus as the statically comes through. 63 bonus damage. Great counter initiation. And they defend their tower, although not in deny range. That's exactly what they needed from Cheshire Cat, talking about that Chronosphere.
Yeah, just over aggressive though by complexity. I mean, you've got to know that's coming. That's a very obvious response to an early tower push. And you know, I was gonna talk about before that happened that one of the big differences in the meta is that in 6.81, trading free farm on a Razor for free farm on a Morphling was something that you would do any day of the week. Right, you are happy to do that. In 6.82b, I'm not so sure that's optimal because with the changes to glyphs and the tier 1 tower bounties, Morphling farming early on is a lot more dangerous. But now that Razor has those couple of kills in that big fight, boy, this is a risky TP here too.
Yeah, that was Moon being very bold, but they do have the Malphite coming in. The time walk away, Cheshire Cat, there's the Fisher on it too. That'll stop any aggression, but here comes Nexus. He's got Static Link, he's chasing Moon down. He wants Limp first and foremost. He can't get the kill, however. Living Armor's going to come through, and Nexus is going to just dive a little too far. Still looking for that tier 1 tower.
Oh, wow. And Viper takes
big dive.
Big dive past the tier 1 tower in the Radiant mid lane, and Swindle is really starting to flex his muscle on this hero.
Under attack.
Yeah, this is where he needs to be aggressive, and he's doing just that.
Wow, Moon's got to be careful up here.
He's alone, and it's not like he's unkillable. He certainly is. J-Force coming in. He doesn't have enough mana for Fisher, but Nexus. He also doesn't have enough mana for a Static Link, so they've got to be careful.
Middle tower is under attack.
Moon's going to get Living Armor. He's still farming away pretty effectively. All things considered, 42 last hits. Not bad, not terrible. He would like to have more free farm here, but they are doing the right thing and shutting him down, or at least trying to. So
yeah, but he's getting a good trade. I mean, there are 3 and 4 heroes up here for the last couple minutes, and they haven't really bothered him all that much. I mean, I felt like Power Rangers should have taken their gains and left. They've kind of hung out in this top lane, and meanwhile giving up the solo kill and their sniper mid. That's a big deal. Yeah. Here's the Chrono to try to get Moon. They should probably have him here.
You can't wait for him. Oh, he's going to make it out for the time being, but still, he's very low, 290 HP. He buys his Belt of Strength, saying, listen, I might die here. He might be able to get out, though. Moon Meander. Strength Morph. Chronosphere for nothing. And at the very least, they take the tower. That's Nexus getting it. And his mech is 100% done. That's a full mech purchased up at 10 minutes in for Nexus. But
look at the impact. Look at the XP graph already. I mean, you can just see the impact of that last 2 minutes where you had 3 and 4 Power Rangers heroes up there top. I mean, if you're going to do that at this point in the game, you know, this is not the early game death ball meta anymore. You got to get a better trade for it than that.
Yeah, and them giving even a little bit of room to complexity is a bit surprising to me. So Swindle, I think he's going to be after the driving. He's going to have to be the driving force for complexity to stay in this game while Moon stays up top or in any lane really just to farm up. Because he's nowhere real near his fullest potential. He's going to have treads, and then what is he going to get? He's going to try to get a Lincoln Sphere to win a Ethereal Blade. That's still a long time away.
I think complexity is looking pretty good here. I really do. I think they're just getting the better of the trades here early game. You know, even with 2 of their towers down, it's just not that big a deal anymore right now.
The big thing for me is what can they do up against this Razor, and how are they going to deal with this mech? Because if they start fighting and team fighting, they might be in a bit of trouble. However, I agree with you that
he's not that farm though. I mean, Swindle has a 2-level lead on him.
That's true. A lot of that has to do with obviously the mid lane, and it really is just the mech that's kind of just making me scratch my head and say, well, is this really going to be complexity coming out on top? And Shackle is also getting a decent amount of farm mid. Yeah, he did go down twice, but you know, you look at Power Rangers, they're still trying to keep the aggression on. They're rotating the supports through. The supports are only level 4 and 5. That's the real problem for me right now, is they're not getting any levels on these supports. Wichasek is, he's walking through these trees and not really caring. He just throws up an Observer Ward, but they ping him out. They know that he's there. Limb comes through. Malphite is going to fly.
A bit of trouble here. Yeah, with Swindle rotating down, he's screwed.
He's going to try to get to the Ancients. No such luck for you there. Fisher coming in. That'll be on Z-Freak alone. They're running at him, but they gotta be careful. There's the rest of the complexity squad going through. Meanwhile, top lane Shackle getting dope. Moon Meander solo kill and the tier 1 tower. What a disaster. No, there's the glyph coming out. Moon, he wants it. Chronosphere is gonna go. He cannot get the last hit. He's got to strength morph, and now he's out of mana. And they get the deny coming in. Cheshire Cat has the double damage. Moon Meander time lock proc. He's gonna fall. Oh no, but bottom lane, they will get the kill. Swindle catches out Nexus. Big pickup for them.
Yeah, that's the bigger pickup.
Yeah, exactly.
Viper is getting so big right now. You can see that drum treads Aquila and 1,200 gold here, 12.5 minutes. He is getting big, and the Razor right now is the most impactful hero on Power Rangers that you could kill. What you said about the mech was absolutely right. But again, you can see the big deal in this game is that when Complexity bring the 4 heroes into one lane, like Power Rangers did earlier, they're immediately able to get something for it.
Yeah, and they can't really defend this tower now. There's going to be a glyph, but I mean, they don't get the tower top lane. Moonmeander goes down, and that's just kind of an unfortunate decision-making process on his part. But they do get the tower down bottom. That gets Limpin an extra bit of gold. He's going to have his mech done now. He'll just purchase it up and probably build towards a blink dagger here in the next couple of moments. You see Power Rangers trying to man up on mid lane, but this tower, which was already below half health not too long ago, has been living armored back up to almost full. Swindle is here. They have Glyph. If they want to fight this, they certainly can. There's no Chronosphere. They're getting in position. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they're vulnerable here. I mean, Void's nowhere near.
Nexus, you are in trouble. Static Link is going to go with the leech seed. Really not helping. Waveform coming in. Moonmeander's even getting involved, and they grab the kill. Mega kill streak for Swindle. This guy's balling out of control.
This is one of the worst heroes that you can feed like this at this point in the game. I mean, people worry about feeding carries, and okay, obviously in pubs that's bad, but I mean, yeah, Morphling is a hero that if you feed, he's going to end the game in 20 minutes. Swindle is a hero that if you feed, he's going to end the game in 5.
Yes.
You really have to be very careful about giving anything more to him right now.
Meanwhile, Complexity make the entire 3-man rotation over to this bottom lane, and they're looking for J4, who smartly says, I have an Observer Ward here. There's no reason to be in this position. And Nexus TPs as well. Some aggressive rotations, but while this is happening, they're rotating top. Swindle has no Viper Strike, but he can push Cheshire Cat out of the lane for sure. And Cheshire actually just TPs away.
Smart. Yep.
He gets his Mask of Madness on time as well. 14 minutes. The offline Cheshire Cat faces Void is doing pretty well. Suddenly, though, Morphling's up to the second most net worth, and that's just as Aquila treads in 1,700 gold being effective here. Meanwhile, bottom lane, maybe an engagement on Limp. They had a lot to take it down, but Nature's Guide's going to go through. They want Limp to get in there in Black Hole, but it's on cooldown. He used it. I'm not sure when.
What a difference, though. I mean, compare what it feels like right now in this meta to have 2 of your tier 1 towers down and your Morphling, right around halfway, a little less than halfway to his Lincoln Sphere. I mean, you'd be really kind of feeling panic in 6.81. In 6.82, this is fine.
Oh, headshot proc. Oh, God, that was...
No, it's not fine.
That was not the best play for Moon.
I'm not sure what he was thinking waveforming for.
He had 90 agility and 3 strength.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on max agi, and I think he maybe forgot where his morph was, but that's unfortunate because that really does set him back.
That was really poor. Now they're going to chrono up and Limp the headshot. Assassinate's going to go. It's going to bring him down. Overgrowth is going to fly. Does nothing to help out his teammates. Meanwhile, Swindle getting fissured. All of a sudden, this fight not going Complexity's way, but there's going to be the ultimate coming up from Z-Freak. But the backtrack, Cheshire Cat now going to get away, swap on the backside to help out his teammate. Cheshire Cat out of mana, but they don't get a return kill. They lose Limp. They lose the waveform Morphling. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was almost, that actually turned out better for Complexity than I thought it was going to. That was a wonderful zoning ultimate there by Z-Freak to kind of save the fight for them and force PR back.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it really could have. Now, Shotslow does have his Midas and 2,300 gold. So, yeah, I mean, you were right earlier to point out how well he's come back from kind of a rough start in that middle lane where he gave up a couple solo kills to Swindle. But on the back of a couple mistakes here by Moonmeander and the rest of his team creating a bit of space, this sniper is caught up nicely in farm.
Yeah, absolutely. And not that Moon can't farm effectively, and he's still, that kill hurts him, but it certainly doesn't put him out of the game. He still has time to work with, so...
That blink on Sniper, this is, I think, a pretty good item choice right now. In terms of his positioning and his safety in these fights, I mean, there's really no way for him to tank up effectively against this Complexity lineup. The only answer is mobility. And coL are going to go ahead and try and sneak an early Roche here. They do have the medallion on... No, that's the Dire side that has the medallion on the Venge. There's no medallion on Complexity.
Yeah, this is the thing. They don't have the damage to take it down without... I mean, you look at the rotations coming through Power Rangers. They smoke up right under this Observer Ward. Get out, Complexity. Time to get out and dodge, leave, go home. No fight should be taken here, even with Black Hole. And you can see Nexus and Power Rangers are sitting on the high ground right now, looking for a potential initiation. Moon is going back in. He's going to get assassinated. All right, he's like, well, they know I'm here clearly. He's trying to bait this very, very well, but Power Rangers are not having any of it.
No, this is the we know kind of thing, next level thinking. But I think this is gonna end in nothing because neither team is gonna commit to this.
Oh, Cheshire Cat has his Chronosphere. He's gonna walk right into the pit.
Okay, hi there.
He doesn't want a Chrono because if he uses the Chrono now, oh, he goes to the high ground. And he Chrono's only Z-free currently. Malphite's gonna go through.
Walks into it.
Oh god, meanwhile the black hole, it's gonna be on it too, but immediately canceled by the Fisher. There's the overgrowth. Cheshire Cat getting swapped out, but there's the waveform. Moon Meander cleaning up. 1-for-1 trade now. Nexus getting caught low. Swindle doing some work on this Razor. This will be a huge pickup, and it is. Swindle's unstoppable. They're still looking for more. Now they can enter the Roche Pit. And it ended up being a bait of a bait of a bait for Complexity. And they get it done.
I mean, this to me, with roster turnover sometimes comes a little bit of lack of coordination, lack of practice together, and maybe being a little less prepared than you'd otherwise be. You have to know that Swindle's going to do this on his Viper. You have to be ready for this.
This was not the right play coming out from Power Rangers. They really wanted to stop this from happening, but in turn they give a double kill away to Moon Meander, and all of a sudden somebody that was at 1,000 gold sitting at 1,700 now, even closer to his Lincoln Sphere. Fisher comes through, just kind of annoying Complexity. Aegis is now picked up for Moon Meander. What a great turn of events for Complexity, the American squad here against Power Rangers.
Yeah, they have taken full command of this match right now, and interestingly enough, it probably has less to do with the Aegis right now than it does just how much they got out of those last couple of engagements, getting kills on their cores and deaths on the enemy core heroes. Viper is sitting at tops on the board by almost 2K here in net worth over the Morphling, his teammate. All of a sudden, that Midas doesn't really look like it's paying for itself anymore. What a difference a couple minutes can make. Complexity had a solid lead in this match, but now I feel like they've got a chokehold on the game.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the net worth chart, 5,000. It was only 2,500 before that fight happened, and more so than anything than just the numbers, I think it's just getting the map control, feeling safe for Moon Meander, farming up, and having Power Rangers just say, well, listen, we can't really take another fight like that in the next couple of minutes. I mean, that's just awful. That was just a bad play for us. Going to be farming just fine in the top lane. Ultimate Orb is ready to go. Meanwhile, Chronosphere mid lane Swindle, and they didn't give him the Aegis, but look how tanky he is. He's fine for the right time. Magic Missile Assassinate. There's going to be the damage, but he will not go down. Cheshire Cat getting swapped out. Waveform, they might take both of these kills. The time walk away. Now they focus on Ouija-Sick, but Swindle does fall in the end. It looks like a Fisher came out of the backside and brought him down.
Yeah. Nice use of that spell by J4, and he's been on point with his Fishers just all match long, but it hasn't been enough. I mean, really, you just haven't felt the impact from some of these other PR heroes that you'd want to see. And yeah, Nexus is really, I don't know, I don't really have the stats to back this statement up yet, but Safe Lane Razor just does not feel like it's been that impactful to me in a lot of the matches that I've seen it recently.
It feels like there are better options out there, especially for the late game, and we're seeing that with the Morphling right now and Moon Meander. And also, usually you'll see a Razor pick up a point booster, or at the very least, maybe even a negative sip if you're having a fantastic game, but you look at what he's got. Nexus has got 1,200. He's just going to get the point booster right now at 21 minutes in, and, he has no other real farm. He's got, Phase Aquila and a mech. That's not really doing enough for you, I think, in this game, especially when they man fight. They're just getting caught out and dying.
I mean, I think you push the timing back of those big pushes, right? 15, 20 minutes. I mean, it used to be, think about how many games you cast near the end of 6.81 and ask yourself in how many of those games were all 6 tier 2 towers up at the 20-minute mark.
Not many.
I mean, not many. And that's the norm now. And just pushing the timing of those mid-game pushes back by just 5 minutes, I feel like has a big impact on Razor's effectiveness. And now Morph does have his Lincolns, and his farm is just going to take off from here.
This almost feels like we're back to, TI3, TI2 days. We'll hold that thought. Nexus is getting caught out. He's getting leech-seeded, right-click. Waveform down, overgrowth. Nexus will mech, but he dies momentarily. And that's a mega kill streak from him. But as I was saying, it almost feels like we're back to TI2, TI3 days. And it feels like the same exact patch, but just with more heroes and a couple of cool changes coming through. And it actually makes the game very exciting. And I think the bounty change recently in 6.82 really helped out this patch. Although I still think Death Prophet is a solid hero and it's very difficult to deal with, you still have ways to deal with it just by going through the late game. And all of a sudden we're seeing Medusa as this standard pickup, just because she's a late game hero. she could take the game late like crazy.
Bottom
So
tower is under attack.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they, you know, obviously I dislike the first incarnation of the golden XP bounties a lot, but I think that this current incarnation may be very good for the game, because what we're seeing is we're seeing supports get a lot more levels off these mid-game engagements, and I think that's really good. That, you know, especially with tower gold bounties getting nerfed, I think it's really critical to help those supports get resources in some way. And the one bounty that's still very much in place is that XP, especially in the mid game when heroes are leveling very quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's just it's something to get the supports back into things. Whereas
right.
when you were a support later on down the game, and you just felt like you had no impact just because you were getting caught out, you were so low level, you had no items. Now that's not necessarily the case. Oh no, Cheshire Cat! What a bait, the Mantis style from Swindle Melons. They had no idea. Womp womp, indeed, Cheshire Cat. Oh my god.
His eyes got big and said, "Guys, I got this one. I'm bringing us back." No, my friend. No. Unfortunately, you do not.
That is a bit rough for Cheshire Cat. This leaves now the tier 2 tower open in the bottom lane. They're going to try to pressure this. They have no real team fighting without that Chronosphere. However, Moon, you got to be careful, friend. He does have the urn charge, and he will be able to regen up with living armor, but he's trying to get that tower aggro off. Look out, buddy. Also, they have a blink initiation from J4. They have Echo Slam. They're going to try to defend this. Moonmeter runs right in. Waveform's up. Ouijasec is actually going to fall. Adaptive Strike. Easy kill for Moon. They just overrun the Radiant team, and they get pushed back. Just an easy kill.
Who needs a shotgun, my man? One barrel is enough right there on the Vengeful Spirit.
I mean, this guy's ridiculous now.
Shotla needs to be pretty careful up here. They know where he is.
No blink though to initiate. They actually have vision. The cast goes through, but he does blink. Oh,
but he
no!
He got
canceled. Oh my god, he's actually still alive. He's fine currently. They don't know that he didn't TP out, but now he throws the shrapnel down. He was low. He can't really engage. TP up at the top lane. Cheshire Cat has to time walk out. Swindle, meanwhile, is going to push this mid lane with the Manta style. Shacklo.
Their flies are coming.
Ooh, look out, buddy. You're going to get leech seed, and you're going to die if you get any closer. They do see J4 as well. It looks like maybe the drum charge getting popped. Swindle looking for a Viper Strike. J4 has to blink away as well. And they've just out-pressure
look at the total map control that Complexity now has. Oh, wow.
Limp in some trouble. Mech is on him. He's getting living armor. He's still alive. Mech will keep him alive. Echo Sled coming through. Is the damage there? Swap up. Moonmeter trying to go to work here on Cheshire Cat. Will bring him down. Now Swindle coming. He's dealing the right click. Double kill. Triple kill for Moonmeter. He's godlike. The only one surviving here is Jacques. He's trying to get out, but what a great fight coming out for Complexity again. They lose Limp, but they don't even care. They're going to take this tier 2 tower, and that's pretty much... That's going to be rough for Power Rangers to get back into this game now.
J4 is just doing everything you could ever ask to put his team on his back. I mean, his combos have just been out of sight this game, but it's just not enough. I mean, it just feels like Power Rangers don't have enough to follow up that magnificent Earthshaker combo in these fights.
And now Moonmeter suddenly is at 5,000 gold. If he wants a shotgun, he could pretty much buy it out right now. So, he actually has plenty of money to buy it if he wants to go for it. So, and then they'll just wait for next Roshan and then just take a couple of kills using that shotgun. And they're in the driver's seat.
He's going to Scotty, and I agree with this. He's going to go straight Scotty.
And this is actually, I think, even better because this gives him a lot of tankability. You just go straight Agi. You'll have plenty of health anyways. And then you can always build into the Ethereal Blade later. And you don't even need it this game. I mean, you're blowing up people already without the Scotty or without the shotgun like you talked about.
Look at the HP, right? I mean, Sniper and Vengeful Spirit both have identical 929 HPs. I mean, you saw how Moon was so able to blow Ouijasec up with one barrel of the shotgun there bot lane. I mean, why worry about it? Just tank yourself up and go to town.
Yeah, I mean, this is just... Moon is in a really great position, and he actually has plenty for... Well, he's about... Yeah, I think he's enough for the... in just a minute, he's enough for the Scotty, so... Cheshire Cat's actually going for an Aghanim Scepter. It feels like he's forced into this decision. And this is not giving you damage, although you already have the Sniper. I guess the extra lockdown's huge.
But the real, to me... The real thing that they need to happen is they need Nexus to somehow finish up this Aghanim Scepter and become a factor in these fights, because we really haven't felt his presence in many or any of these engagements, and they desperately need another damage source, especially with Cheshire Cat being forced into the Aghanims.
Now, speaking of Cheshire Cat, he's going to get Viper Strike. Time Walk gets canceled. Now he goes to the trees, and they're going to try to get out of here alive, and he will make it. No! Limp, no! Oh, no.
Celebratory black hole?
Use the Midnight Pulse first, man. Don't have to commit that black hole if you don't see anybody there. All right, well.
It was like, you know, Cheshire Cat spotted them a chronosphere earlier. It's only fair. It was like same location on the map, too.
Difference is one ability has a shorter cooldown than the other.
This is true. This is very true.
It's like black hole is like the last ability you want to use there. I mean,
you know what? They are to the point though where they can win a fight without the black hole.
It's not the biggest deal in the world, but well. Meanwhile, this
I
tower.
mean, look at that. That's half Sniper's HP with one blast.
It's adaptive strike without a freaking shotgun, just kills him essentially. Scotty's now flying out from Moon Meander. This tier 1 tower was at half health not too long ago. It's full health now. They can't actually do anything to this tower. Moon Meander finishes up his Scotty. 122 agility, 1400 health still, plenty of armor, 27 armor. How are you killing this guy?
He's at max agi and still has 1400 health. He's doing, oh lord, he's doing 225 a shot.
How do you kill him?
You don't.
You don't kill him. Moon Meander is too farmed.
He plays a little bit cocky as he did earlier and goes too far forward. But like we say, with 1400 HP starting off with max agi, yeah, that's kind of a nightmare.
With a Lincoln Sphere on top of all of it. And he's just pounding Roche. Medallion Ghost, he might be able to solo this. The Scotty's slowing the attack speed of Roshan so much. Even one bash will not ruin Moon Meander's good day. Moon Meander is probably having the game. He's feeling it, man. 10-2-2. If I'm in Moon Meander's shoes, I love this type of Morphling game. Just being able to go to town on these squishy heroes. And Power Rangers have got to find a way to deal with him. And I don't know if there's any real way other than a Chronosphere plus full all-out damage and all of your cooldowns on Moon Meander.
Yeah, I mean, you think back to that fight that Power Rangers won in the top lane earlier, where Cheshire Cat got that 3-man Chronosphere. You know, that's really one of the only ways that you can see them taking an engagement right now. I mean, you know, Faceless Void does do quite a bit of damage right now with Mask of Madness Maelstrom in his Chronosphere, but he just needs that perfect chrono. There is now so much control coming out on the side of complexity.
I mean, you're looking at 27 armor. That's 63% physical damage resistance. Even if you get a Chronosphere, you're really relying on time lock procs, I think, more so than anything for Cheshire Cat.
Sure.
So at this point,
you just totally, once again, I don't want to harp on it, but you need Nexus. You need him to get that Aghanim Scepter up yesterday.
that's not happening. It seems anytime soon. He actually has it maybe flying out. Yeah, he does. Okay, well I'm wrong. Nexus actually has his Aghanim Scepter flying out currently, so that's good. But there's also an Aghanim Scepter, but this time on a support. Your Witch Doctor Z-Freak, that Death Ward, man. He's gonna look at it go. I think it's Complexity's time now for them to shine.
I think they could pretty easily end the game here. How much time? There's got to be like only about 2 minutes left here on the Aegis. That may be the one factor.
He just took Roshan.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was the. I was okay. Yep, got totally confused. You're right. He's got to have almost 5, which means that they can very easily take the tier 2 and possibly pressure the rack.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat's sitting in the top lane, but he TP's away. His Active Scepter is done. So I mean, this is it. I mean, this is about as far as you're going to get for Power Rangers. They lose this fight, this game is going to be over. Buyback status. I mean, they just bought a ton of items here, so you only have one really on Sniper. J4 pretty important, and now there's a Necro 2 coming out for Limp. Pushing up to the high ground is not going to be that big of a deal anymore.
I like this. I like this Necro book mainly because, again, you are focused on ending the game by 40 minutes right now. There's really no reason to give that Sniper a chance to come back into play with the Void and the Razor. You know, as we talked about, Power Rangers are starting to recover. They're getting some key items up. They're not out of this match yet, but this is a time where Complexity still has a huge advantage, and I wish they would push. Oh, he's okay. Moon's got Boots of Travel anyway, so he's going to heal up.
He's also going to replicate, yeah. He's going to push out bottom real quick and then replicate back towards that mid lane where Z-Freak is being followed by that Viper replicate. So push in mid, keep top pushed in by Riser as well. And
now this is something I can really get behind because I feel like we don't talk about lane equilibrium enough at this point in the game. This is a really good way to mitigate the risk that you take in forcing a fight is make sure that all 3 lanes are pushed onto the opponent's side of the map.
Even if you lose a fight here, you're still having to push down mid and trying to get towards a tier 1 tower in the mid lane, let alone a tier 2 tower. That's the crazy thing. And Moonmander picks up a double damage rune. It is time for them to go. There's no point in pushing out bottom anymore. He's going to head down there currently. Maybe try to pick off Cheshire Cat. He's got to pick up a TP scroll and maybe get out of there. Cheshire Cat.
If Moon starts right-clicking one of these heroes with their Mask of Madness active, good lord.
Adaptive Strike, it's backtrack. Cheshire Cat. Time walks TP's away. Moonmander now. He's got bots. He can bots down towards that mid lane if he
And
wants
meanwhile...
to. Oh, God.
Shotslow gives up a kill to Swindle again.
He might have to force a buyback. Yeah, if they push down mid or top, which is exactly what they're doing, they might actually have to force out a buyback now for Shockflow. So that's a really big pickup.
Yeah, it is. And it just arresting the sniper's progression. And then again, if he has to buy back, I think any chance that PR had of coming back really got hurt by that.
Bots, and now 2,000 gold. Moonmander just bought his bots, and he's sitting already on 2,000 gold. Plasma Field, Fisher, Adaptive Strike in the high ground does some nice damage to Nexus. There's the living armor on Moonmander. Again, he still has the Lincoln Sphere, very hard to take down, 1,500 health. He's taking a lot of damage coming out here from the tower, I believe.
Top tower
There's going to be the glyph coming through. So glyph forced, and this is it. This is our time. Regen up now on Moon. He goes back to work on the high ground. The tier 3 tower under siege. J4 comes out with the Fisher, and we'll stun Moonmander for a second. They're still in the high ground. Tier 3 tower is going to take a spill. They will not have to use the buyback coming out for the sniper, but this is where it gets difficult. Moonmander's still on the front lines here. They've got to try to take him down. Mjolnir is now up for the sniper. There's the chrono going through. They're going to find Limp here, and he's in some trouble. He might go down before he can even get his mech off here, but look at the damage. Weegisek falling low. There's going to be the Viper Strike. Static Link, Swindle. Nexus trying to TP away. Looks like he will make it. No! They will grab the kill. Aegis is down. Meanwhile, Leechy, Cheshire Cat trying to get out. He's overgrowth. There's the waveform coming in. Here comes Moonmander. The right click, the Adaptive Strike. Big echo from J4. What can they get done with this, though? Magic Missile. Moon's still doing work. He is falling low. Strike Morph. Weegisek about to fall. No! He stays alive. It's a team wipe coming out. Beautifully done for Power Rangers. J4, again with the huge Echo Slam, saves his team, and they get back into it.
I mean, the difference, again, between that fight and the ones we were talking about earlier is that Shotlow's sniper now has just enough items. He can deal damage behind those monstrous combos coming out of J4. All of a sudden now, when you got that Echo Slam, that Totem, and that Fisher being popped right on top of your forehead, you've also got a sniper shooting you in the brain pan, and that was enough for them to win that fight. They had just enough damage to turn it there. Very impressive by Power Rangers, and they're now back in this match.
Middle tower has
and that's actually just a huge pickup.
Dire's middle tower.
They say, listen, you know, we were talking about how maybe this game was complexity, just pushing down and taking a set of racks, and that was going to be it. But no, Power Rangers fight back, and they say, listen, we're back into this one. You're dead for another 20 seconds. We're taking a tier 2 tower, a tier 1 tower. We're getting a lot of gold off the back end of this. They certainly are. That's Cheshire Cat getting the tower. His Aghanim Scepter Maelstrom now done. And this is where it gets difficult for complexity now. With that team fight going the way of Power Rangers, they're back in it. They have plenty of items to deal with these engagements coming out. And Lip needs to avoid getting Chronosphere. That's just about it. He's got to stay alive in these team fights, and he cannot survive for the life of him.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we mentioned earlier that the 6.82 kill bounties had been toned down quite a bit, but this is an area where they still can come into play, and you can see it on Shotlow's sniper that had just completed his Mjolnir right before that fight, had almost no money left, is now sitting on 4.4k gold. If this sniper is going to get farmed, and he's going to get farmed in a hurry.
Absolutely. So this is where it gets, you have to try to find a way to bring down this sniper, I think, in all of these engagements. But
and it's still doable. I mean, you've still got a Morphling that is still ahead, and you've still got Swindle's Viper that, oh my goodness, I mean, now just picks up his AC.
This might be the item that pushes
They still have
over
quite
the
a lead.
edge.
But the difference is they can no longer afford to approach these team fights with reckless abandon.
Yes.
They let J4 get another one of these perfect combos off, and they're hosed.
Yeah, they won't have any buybacks for another couple of moments. I think they just sit back and farm and just take map control. Really good vision, though, coming out for the Radiant side. They have vision right around the Roche Pit and, obviously, as you can see, the Dire Ancient. So this is very important. Swindle, though, this is Assault Cuirass might be the item that pushes them over the edge. You think about a Morphling doing all that damage with his Scotty and his right click, you add an Assault Cuirass on top of that and the armor reduction that it gives you, and suddenly it feels like he can just man fight. Not that he couldn't before, but he could pretty much kill all 5 heroes on his own.
Yeah, but still, I mean, no matter how much damage you stack, I mean, Morphling's attack range is still only 350 compared to the 950 of Sniper. I mean, this is the team fight positioning here and the control coming out from the supports are what's going to decide these fights. I mean, we really have to see very, very good use of some of these AoE control abilities, and the team that handles that aspect of the fight better is going to win. Both teams have plenty of damage now.
Cheshire Cat, Time Walk, Chronosphere, Swindlemon. Very tanky, though. Tough to bring down. They have no real damage coming out. Swindle is going to get static linked. He might be able to walk away from this and will. Now Viper Strike. Cheshire Cat gets swapped away, but he's still inside of that wall of the Fissure. Now the ultimate comes through. Z-Freaks, beautifully done. Look at it go. Aghanim Scepter doing work. Nexus is going to fall as well. Waveform, it's a team wipe. Double kill from Moondander. Z-Freak the hero. That complexity needed in that engagement. Wow.
Look at it go, boys. Oh my goodness. What a wish, Dr. O.
Z-Freak just plops it down. May take a huge fight. Started off perfectly with only Swindle getting caught out in the Chronosphere. He takes little to no damage. They don't even need the black hole from Limp. Buyback status. Boom, there it goes. You've got to buy back. You've got to defend your bases. Moonmeander is pushing up to the high ground currently. And they've only got one more. That'll be J4 as Venge does buy back. No buyback from the Faceless Void, but that's a really huge engagement now coming out for Complexity. They're going to push the high ground. Glyph's going to go. We're not done yet. Nexus is still ready to go. No Death Ward up now for another 26 seconds. Moonmeander getting plopped right-click down low, but still fine. Maskematis goes Shrapnel as well. And Moon's trying to make a fight happen here. And Shockwell getting caught out the sky, but there's the Magic Missile now Strength Morphing. Static Link is going to fly as well. It only links a little bit of damage. Blink Overgrowth coming out. They have the Echo Slam. They have the Fissure coming in. Look at it go again. Nexus getting caught low. Moon still going to town and Shocklow. Can he get this kill? One right click away. Not able to get it. There's the Echo Slam. J4 fighting up. Moon solo. Assassinate. He might live here through it and will. Waveforms out of the Assassinate. A double kill for Swindle on the back end of that engagement. They still have yet to take the racks. Guys hit the buildings. They can't do it. Now they think they have to get back away.
They have total control of the map. This is what we were talking about earlier with the dominance that they're exerting over these lanes. All of a sudden, you're able to take a one fight like that and just go pressure all three lanes. And Power Rangers is going to have a really hard time getting out of their base.
Black hole just for Cheshire Cat. He will fall. Death Ward knows.
Celebratory Death Ward.
You better just start dancing, he says. And Moonman replicates back in, and this might be the beginning of the end here, as there's only 2 left now for Power Rangers. And quite a stout defense coming out from the Power Ranger squad. Not nearly enough from the Belarusians. And Moonmander's right-clicking him down. GG, well played, is called from Cheshire Cat. That's going to be it. Game number 1 of a 2-game series. Complexity, the American squad, they take it up against a pretty stout Power Rangers defense and a very good draft.
You just have to love what you've seen lately from Complexity. It just feels to me like they've been steadily improving. They've shown a lot more consistency over the past couple of weeks. I mean, they barely missed out on a spot at ESL against Sneaky Nick's Assassins in the final, but really have shown that they have the stuff to compete with some of these very, very talented squads. So very nice, and we've got another game coming up for you guys.
Yeah, we have our second game of this 2-game series to round things out for today's DotaPit action. Again, thanks so much for joining us, guys. Check out twitch.tv/DotaPit. Follow them there, DotaPit.com as well. My name is Mont. You can check me out at twitter.com/MontDota. With me today is none other than Nahaz. Check him out at twitter.com/NahazDota as well, guys.